Hey there, good morning. I'm John. Today is Monday, August 19th, 2024. It's time once again to get a week started and start it off with a daily vlog where I turn the lights and camera first thing first and talk about what I've been doing, what I'm doing next, and how it's going, making content creation indefinitely sustainable. So, busy weekend. Let's rewind to Friday. So you'll remember we had a lot of stuff going on the weekend. So Friday we had the release of the Friday plays, and then I was working on the video to release on Saturday, and all that got accomplished, which led to a huge stats weekend. Before I get to that, I'll just mention that on Saturday and Sunday I had a really good, relaxing weekend. We spent some time Saturday. We went out and drove around, just myself and my wife, and we drove out to like St. Augustine area and walked on the beach and just had a general like Florida good day, just hanging out. Got a little bit of sun. I'm a little pink, tops of my feet and a little bit on my forehead. Not bad sunburn or anything, just a sunburn for pale people like me, which is you're going to get red. Ended up being a really nice, relaxing weekend. So let's talk about what happened then with those releases. So first, the Friday plays got to Members Thursday and released 3 in the afternoon to everybody. It was a cycle back to a kind of a more disappointing Friday plays. You remember last time, by this time, Friday through Monday, we'd hit about 5,000 views on that. This new one was an Atari Lynx game. I don't know, maybe just not as popular, who knows, but it did about 2,100 views since it was released over the last almost 3 days. Disappointing, but the Friday Plays continues to be a periodic performer, I'll say, and it's nice to have a good solid series running. So they're not in danger by me or anything right now, but disappointed that this one didn't do as well. Let's see. Also, by the way, I usually don't talk about shorts all that much, but I did a short video about a little TRS-80 relic that my friend Jason dropped off to me when he visited a few weeks ago, and I'm like, he said, just throw it away for me. And I'm like, well, before I throw it away, let's make something out of it. That short, shorts will typically do between, 1,000 and 4,000 views over their, they have a kind of a lifespan of a few weeks maybe. But this one I did, and I want to share with you and show you that even though it was a short, it's done over 10,000 views since I released it on Friday morning. And shorts don't make a lot of money, but that one's made like $1.50, which is, again, not a lot, but for a short, it's a lot. And I want you to note how many subscribers were gained by that short. So good stuff there. Then on Friday, of course, I mentioned that I wanted to accomplish editing and publishing, prepping, scheduling. I had what I called an editorial. I'm re-evaluating what I'm going to call that because I think it's worth talking about. We'll talk that at the end of this video. But it was just kind of about addressing why people would... I get comments of people saying, why would you buy these toys when you can play these games for free in emulation? So the editorial was kind of about why would people? Here are the reasons, right? Not convince you, but to explain the reasons. Just kind of a chat about it kind of thing. And I cover it with B-roll for as much as I could. And it's done fantastic. It's our #1 performing video out of the last 10. Since I published it Saturday morning, it's done over 6,800 views and still growing. It's not really dying off. It's still getting nearly 100 views per hour. It's still cooking. So I think that's something I need to start thinking more about. And that's what I can talk about at the end of this video. At the end of Friday, we recorded the new podcast episode that we'll edit tomorrow and publish Thursday. So we'll get to that. And all of that yielded what effectively was a really strong Sunday. Saturday was good. Sunday was even better. It was the other way around. Saturday was good and Sunday was better. Either way, a great weekend. So as a weekend, I think it was over 20,000 views over the course on one of the days. I think it was Saturday, the 20,000 view day. So has that helped the stats? Yeah, it has. It has. We have a couple of anomalies now in the stats, and we'll talk about those. But I have my little chart here that I would like to ideally be right in the middle at 50 subscribers and 10,000 views average over the last 7 days. So with a nice spike in views, 9,300 views average over the last 7 days. Again, we have that really spiky 20,000 Saturday, so that helped. When that falls off toward the end of this week, we'll have had to rebuild those. And we're still, because we had that anomalous like 400 or 500 subscriber day last week, we're well over at 142 subscribers average, although the average on the days have been about 80 to 100. So still doing great despite the anomaly. I say outside of the anomaly, still, riding right in there. And that did yield another milestone. So yeah, we made it past the 55.9 and we made it to 55,000 subscribers over the weekend. So another decent milestone, a 5,000 milestone that we hit over the weekend. So all in all, just a great productive weekend, both progress-wise on the experiment and also getting out and having a relaxing weekend. All of that was tip-top this weekend. So more of those weekends would be great. So let's talk about today then. Two main things I want to get done today. One is there's some new firmware for the 400 Mini. I spent some time over the weekend actually prepping a video for that. Get the thumbnail ready and kind of lining up what I want to talk about. I'd love to get that out for today. Worst case scenario, I'll get it out tomorrow. It just depends on how the day goes. Also, I want to go ahead and record the next Celebrating Yesteryear for Retro Days and get that delivered. I didn't get it done at the end of last week with the busy Friday, so I like to get it. If I don't get that done, I need to deliver it on Monday because the editor needs the week to edit. So I'll get that done at some point today. Then I'll do a little preparation for the podcast, edit tomorrow, just get that laid out on the timeline, get the commercials ready and stuff like that. Before I let you go, I want to talk a little bit, rewind back to that editorial I talked about, which I use air quotes because I'm starting to think, not that it matters a great deal, but as we talk about them, I want to have a proper label. I've typically spoken about like news items, like there's a news item, I do editorial about that news item, like what it means and that kind of thing. I think what this turned into is it's certainly an editorial. It's, the opinion of the viewer. It was more of an essay almost. So I think this is more like a video essay is what I did, which is I have something I want to talk about. I write a little script, I talk about it, cover it up with some B-roll, what I'm talking about, and deliver that. That clearly resonated with some viewers. Now I don't want to go off half-cocked and go, well, that's got to do a million of those. That's not the case. We're still building on other platforms that we've started, the Friday Plays platform and our product review platform and things that we do. All valid paths, and this is just another, another tool that I want to put in the tool chest that, like, I don't have an idea for a dozen more of those, but I need to open my mind to think about, okay, I don't have to have a product in my hand, or a news item to talk about in order necessarily, or a specific game to play in order to produce a piece of content. That content could be if I have just something that's going on in my little milieu, my little realm of influence. If I have, in this case, it was something I had a lot of commenters, and I'm like, I want to address those commenters. I'm always reading and listening, paying attention to comments, and that's kind of what sparked that one. So I need to pay attention. Look, that one did so well, and it's clear that that type of video from me is something that viewers will watch. Keep in mind, it could have just been the magic bullet. It was the perfect topic at the perfect time or something, but it's worth, I think it's worth thinking about and considering other essay type pieces that I could do, which do not require a product in hand or specific item, not just like, let's talk about this one thing, but rather, I think the broad scope of that video also helped because, for example, we just talked about the Friday Plays that didn't do well. If you have a picture of a game box, it's quite possible that if you don't care what that game box is, you might not click. The great thing about this essay is that it was about an idea, and everyone can share in that idea. You don't have to have a specific attachment to that specific game or specific product to have an interest in that. So I think the scope of an essay did so well on the weekend is something that leads possibly to more clicks and attention. So what do you think? I mean, it seems logical to me. It could have been an anomaly. I don't think we'll know unless we try some more. And of course, I'm always on the lookout and interested in suggestions for, ideas for more video essays, are the things. I mean, it's not a thing that's necessarily easy to just say, go do one on this, because maybe I don't have an opinion on that, but out of 20 ideas often come 3 amazing things that I can actually act on. So if you have them, please throw them at me. I appreciate it. Yeah, so great weekend. Looking forward to a good week. 2 weeks away from RetroCon in Pennsylvania, where I will be with 1980s Now and visiting up there. So it's funny, I just about got my bags unpacked from the aborted trip to Long Island Retro, and I'll need to repack them about time. I need to leave to go to Pennsylvania. So that's how packing works. Okay, all right, let me get busy. Of course, thank you so much for hopping in to check out today's vlog, if that's what you chose to do. If you're here every day, well, you know I love you for that. Can't thank you enough for being here regularly and helping be part of my support system. Have a great, Monday? Have a great Monday. Be sure to do something good for yourself, and I'll talk to you again next day. Bye-bye.